Gus Johnson released a video right before the Super Bowl giving an announcement that somebody at their Super Bowl party, like anybody's Super Bowl party, would not be a fan of football and would make it very, very clear to everybody that he was not a fan of football by saying things like sports ball or like, yeah, home run or something like that, to just make it very clear to everyone that this is not a thing that is really his thing. He doesn't want to be excluded from the party. Like, he still wants to get invited, but he still he wants to make everybody know that he's better because his taste and sensibilities are different from yours. And I liked watching that video because I definitely heard old me in there. I have definitely been the sports ball saying kind of dude in the past. I used to just say straight up, I just hate sports. I just don't like sports, and that you could not care about anything less than I care about sports. I remember once saying that to like an ex, like my girlfriend at the time, like her friend's mom or something, and the conversation just got super awkward because she was like, well, I love sports, so. Oh man, I really hate aspects of who I used to be. Why did I hate sports? It's just because first of all, I wasn't raised in it, so it wasn't naturally my thing, and so I hated that it was anybody else's thing. That's what it comes down to. I hated that people had different tastes than I did, different opinions than I did, could get invested in things that I could not find myself being able to get invested in. Now, I've heard there are legitimate criticisms to fandom at like such a huge level, right? Like I do remember hearing something about people saying like, what if people cared as much about the Super Bowl as they did like about things that actually mattered? Now, to say matter, I mean, obviously that's a very subjective thing, but like there are bigger causes that would elicit great change that, people could be more invested in than a football game. I'm not going to argue with that. At the same time, it's just like, what am I going to do to change that, right? You think that like sports fans are not used to people telling them that like they're over the top with their interests and that they should just be able to let it go? People get passionate about things, and you can like it or dislike it, but they're going to keep being passionate about them. And the answer to causing great change in this world isn't shaming people about their interests. And I mean, I can also make the argument that, yeah, it's a little bit weird how much certain people involved in sports get paid in some of these cities that like have a lot of poverty in them. There's a real ethics to sports. But that was, if I'm going to be honest, I can make all these legitimate ethical complaints against sports. Even like I like sports now. Like I'm into them. I at least follow them. And they're way better than the arguments or the reasons why I used to hate sports, which was literally just a very personal thing. I could claim it in the name of some sort of virtue. Oh man, I'm so great because I don't like sports because like sports support this unethical blah 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 blah. It's just like I didn't like feeling excluded. That's what it comes down to. It's the same reason why we get mad why like movie nerds like I used to be get mad at people for liking a property or movie that they don't like. Or for not liking something that they like. It's that they feel invalidated and having their own position in the world. We all just want to feel like we matter. And the easiest way to feel like we matter is for everybody around us to think the same way that we do. It gives us a sense of value it gives us a sense of acceptance. But it's interesting because it's two sides of the same coin. The people that are big fans of sports, part of what they like about it is the camaraderie. They like going to the game and feeling like they're a part of this whole crowd that's all invested in this together. We win together and we lose together, and we love that about being around each other in this event. They also just want acceptance. They also, just want to feel validated in their interests. I mean, and everybody wants to feel like they're rooting for the good guy. Everyone wants to feel like they're rooting for the right guy, which is why it's very, very hard when scandals come out about players for people to sort of say anything other than, well, I mean, we made some mistakes in the past, but we can look, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter how many scandals there are. Some people will not say a bad thing about a player that's on their team, and that is its own problem. But to all the sports haters out there, like I used to be, I would just say chill. And not even for the sake of, like, you're wrong. You don't even really have to like sports. I just wouldn't recommend being anti-sports, like I wouldn't recommend being staunchly anti just about anything, especially something as innocuous and harmless as sports. Because you're only harming your self-esteem and your mental well-being. You're only bringing yourself down, buddy. Just for your own happiness, just let go of being anti-sports. And I like what Gus Johnson said in his video, was like, you'd think that people would just be chill with being at a place, having a drink, eating some good food, but I guess that's not good enough. Well, I have spent years forcing myself into the place where, yeah, it is good enough now. Give me my wings. Mild, because my mouth is wimpy.